We've gone down a deep internet rabbit hole to find 5 of the most terrifying pictures with horrifying backstories. This is a warning. Do not watch alone. One, Momo. The Momo Challenge was an internet hoax and urban legend from 2018, where young people would be harassed by a user calling themselves Momo, trying to incite them to perform violent acts to others and themselves. It sparked a worldwide panic, prompting urgent warnings to parents and caregivers, trying to minimise child sightings of Momo's disturbing messages and image. 2. The Russian sleep experiment. The Russian sleep experiment is a legend from 1947 that tells of an experiment at a covert Soviet testing facility which went terribly wrong. The aim of the experiment was to see what would happen if 5 political prisoners were used as test subjects and given a stimulant gas which would keep them awake for 15 days. For 4 days, everything was fine, but it quickly descended into paranoia and whispering. There were no cameras, only microphones, and the scientists heard screaming from the test subjects until they covered over the only small window and fell silent. When the scientists went over intercom after the 14th day to tell them they were to be released, they begged to stay and for the gas not to be shut off. When the scientists finally opened the door on the 15th day, they found a grisly sight. One of the test subjects had died, and chunks of flesh had been ripped from not only his corpse, but from the bodies of the living subjects. They had to be dragged from the room, kicking and screaming, begging for the gas to be turned back on. 3. The Expressionless. In June 1972, a nameless woman arrived at Cedars-Sinai Hospital wearing a bloodied gown. She pulled a kitten from out of her mouth before collapsing. As medical staff rushed to help her, they noticed her mannequin-like appearance and that she was devoid of certain facial features, such as eyebrows, and her face was smeared with makeup. As she was being prepared for sedation, the staff were so scared they decided to restrain her, but were also too scared to directly look at her. As the doctor prepared to inject her, she started to fight back and rose from the bed. The doctor asked her what she was, and she smiled, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. She flew at him, sinking her teeth into his neck, and as he lay dying, she whispered into his ear, "I am God." As the police arrived, she fled, and no one has ever seen her again. 4. The sinister phone photo. A woman had recently bought a new phone. As she tucked her son into bed, he asked if he could play with her phone for a while until he fell asleep. She agreed and left the phone with her son while she went downstairs to watch television. The next morning, she picked up the phone from her son's bedside table to see what changes he had made and delete the photos he had taken. When she got to the last photo, she came across this disturbing image. A terrifying face grinning at the camera, with the woman's son sleeping behind it. 5. The Amityville ghost photo. This photo was taken in 1976, in the middle of the night, in the Amityville murder house, where Ronald DeFeo killed 6 members of his family in 1974. It is thought to be the ghost of Ronald's 9-year-old brother John, and it was taken by professional photographer Gene Campbell, who was working with famous paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. The camera was set up to capture infrared pictures on the second-floor landing during the night. Many have tried to prove this ghost photo is a hoax, but none have so far been successful.